Hey, don't tell Bob, but I'm here today to do a book recommendation and review. And the reason I want to do this is I've been talking with several ministers recently, and in our conversations I found myself bringing up the same book, and that is Gary McIntosh's One Size Does Not Fit All. Now, it's a little bit older book. It was published in the late 20th century, 1999, but it has some really good information. It's kind of written in a funny style. Gary McIntosh has consulted with hundreds of churches, and in his research, he has come to believe that the church size has more to do with what the church needs than the denomination or the location of the church. So small size churches tend to have the same issues, the same structures, and can benefit from some of the same ideas. And then medium churches have the same issues, and large churches have the same issues. And so that's the gist of the book. It's an easy read. The part that I find humorous is that Gary McIntosh is writing about this guy who went to a Gary McIntosh seminar and is teaching Gary McIntosh's material to a young minister who is struggling with leadership in his small church. He's trying to lead a small church like a large church. Just a few of the gems here that I've found are that in a small church, the church leader, the minister, or the pastor needs to be relational. He needs to be a lover. He needs to be connected with people. Whereas in a medium-sized church, the minister needs to be an administrator. The small-sized church is relationally driven. The medium-sized church is driven by programs, and so they need a leader who is administering the programs. In the large-sized church, it's more staff-driven, and so the minister needs to be a leader, leading both the staff and the church. In the small church, decisions tend to be bottom-up because it's relational. In the medium-sized church, decisions need to be middle-out based on programs. And in the large church, decisions tend to be top-down because they're based on staff-driven leadership. So I found that to be really helpful. And one thing I did want to just show you real quick is at the end of the book, he does have a chart. You'll find portions of the chart throughout, but a chart that really lays out all of the different things that you find in a small, a medium, or a large church. And I'm a member of a small church. He defines small as 200 or fewer. I'm in a church that's under 100. And we definitely need a leader, our minister, to be a relational person, to lead relationally. The attraction model in a small church is growth through relationships. Some of the obstacles to growth in a small church or a small church image, we just don't have the resources to do a lot of things. We're small. Ineffective evangelism. We want to have these great things where many, many people are coming to Christ, and yet we're a small church. It doesn't seem to work that way. Inadequate programming. A small church isn't going to have something for everybody. We need to be who we are and do that very well, rather than trying to do what a large church is doing. This says ingrown fellowship. Our church, we have a lot of great relationships. I don't feel like we're ingrown. We're very welcoming. But I can see how in a small church you can be so tight with each other that no one else can get in. So that I've seen that be true in the church where I worship. And as I look at the medium and large church things, I've been on staff at a large church, and I see the truth of what he says about large churches as well. So let me again recommend One Size Does Not Fit All by Gary McIntosh. It's about a guy who went to a Gary McIntosh seminar who's teaching Gary McIntosh principles to a young minister. But I find this to be really helpful, and I hope that you will as well. Thanks a lot. See you next time.